Welcome to Dungeons and Cuties. Now listen, chat, and listen well. For the story that you are about to hear is nothing cute, and it is everything miserable. But of course, we have been graced this day. The cutest of all has entered the void. My dear, sweet Rosabelle Art. Her partner, Stein Wolf, their very close friends, Tom, DK, and a considerable friend and ally of myself. But should you wish to witness the story we have to tell, I want to see you fill the screen with emotes. Do it now! Do it loud! Do it proud! Or you won't get what you were looking for. I think your sacrifice, your offerings are enough. Let us introduce our players. Welcome to Dungeons and Cuties. To my left, we have Rosabelle Art. Tell us a little bit about your character.
Hello. My name is Rosie, and I play Candy, and I'm a Tabashi rogue. If you'll mess with me, you'll get a little knife in your back. I'm definitely really old though, and I am an adult. I'm 21 years old. Yeah, I know you might not believe me, but trust me. And this is me.
Dungeons and Dragons! Thank you.
Dragons, yes!
Thank you, Rosie.
Cuties.
And even further to my left, we have DK.
Hello. I am DK. I will be playing Bongo, the Turtle Cleric. And I'm very excited to be on this adventure. I look to heal all that I find and help everyone I can help.
Dungeons and
Dragons!
Hell yeah. Okay. And then even to my left, we have the Wixtifer, the meat smell, the one and only Chris.
Hi, my name is Chris. I will be playing Sienna Formatier, who is a human cleric with what I can only describe as severe trust issues. So I'm excited to peel down the layers of this trauma onion with all of you on stream. And let's roll some dice!
Roll some dice! Guys, you could all join in when I do that if you want.
Oh, okay, we're ready.
Elaborative support.
And even further to my left, or to my right, or maybe just above us, and maybe just right, we have Stein Wolf.
Hello. My name is Yori, the pirate, and I am a water genasi, a druid, and I love the sea and saving creatures dear to me. But don't take me too easy. My tidal wave might just sweep you off your feet.
Woo!
Dungeons and Dragons!
Dungeons and Dragons! Oh man, I want to add to that. Hot the boy with his tidal wave. Woo! And last but certainly not least, we have Tom.
Hello everyone, my name is Tom. I'm going to be playing Tarloa, the half-orc ranger, also bounty hunter. Tarloa loves to spend their time tracking down evil people and torturing them. Also money. How wonderful is that?
Dungeons and Dragons! Also money.
Dungeons and Dragons.
All right, if you can hear everybody then. Let's begin. Welcome to the world that by some is called Gorin. The world is a beautiful place, filled with light, love, charity, hope. But lurking still, and even deeper, a restlessness stirs in the air. Your characters have felt this stirring. And some of you have felt that which must not be named, the unspeakable. In the beginning, Gorin was shapeless, formed by a pantheon of deity. This pantheon took from the cosmos life, and the primordial sources therein that allow life to flourish. Upon Gorin, they laid their creations. But 12 of them had planned to deceive. Within their creation, they planted a chalice. Not the shape you're thinking. Not a living being. Not a being that is dead. An unknowable entity. Mortal minds cannot grasp what the chalice is or isn't, and so they have named it thus. A chalice that should you drink from, you gain a knowledge that your mind may not be able to hold. But this is not where our story begins. Our story begins millennia after the creation. Millennia still after the unspeakable are no longer even a thought in mortal mind. And he who waits is patient. The major city we begin in tonight is called Trademark, a metropolis. Species of all kinds call Trademark their home. Nestled between mountain, swampy plains and a freshwater lake, Trademark is a hub of life, of hustle and bustle. And mortals know not what waits patiently. Darloa.
Yes.
I need you to roll a Constitution save.
That is going to be 16.
An excellent Constitution save. With you, you have your pack of rations, your weapons, your horse. But you will not be making it into the city tonight. Overhead, a storm has started to rumble. Thunder growling in the distance. And there is an instinct in you. Getting down off of your horse, following that gut reaction, you reach into the wet grass, feeling the spongy earth below your fingertips. When you lift your fingers, there are smears of black dirt. It's a pleasant scent, but you can smell the ozone. This storm is one that every season comes around. Right before the farmers begin to plant their crops, and a lot of the herds that you watch begin their migrations. The buffalo in particular are very sensitive to this storm, and they are known to run directly for it. But you are not a buffalo. And this storm has been called by many different things. But your people call it Tarvok, Starfall. For within the rain that comes every spring, beads, small that they feel just like hail when they bounce off your flesh, but they are almost perfectly round. Little black beads fall all across the land, bouncing off of windows, trees, tin roofs, clay, cobblestone, ding 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 ding. Your people do not allow Tarvok to touch them. There is a legend that Tarvok was a god, once mortal, who ate the flesh of all his enemies and ascended through their power. By devouring their soul and their physical form, he became a god of the sky. It is said that Tarvok watches his people, but that he pushes a hunger on them for violence, brutality. And so, as Tarvok begins to fall, even as the beads begin to hit you and the ground, because, well, you're under a tree, and you'd be riding directly in the rain if you tried to get to trademark. With a high constitution, though, the little bouncing kind of hits something primal in you, some instinctual need. You stay calm. You're full aware of your people's myths, their legends, these stories that they tell young. Would you like to set up camp to protect yourself from Tarvok?
Yes, there's no way I'm going to go ahead and risk traveling all the way to the city in this hail. I'm going to go ahead and set up a little tent and make sure my horse is covered as well.
All right, roll a survival, please.
Alright. Oh, that's pretty good. That is going to be... Oh, 21.
You're very familiar with this process. As a bounty hunter, you have trekked through swamp, through plain, and even into the mountains. Nothing is new, but everything is welcome in the wilds. You make quick work. Tent, warmth, horse cover. Your horse puts his head right against your chest and rubs hard, annoyed that he's standing in the rain, but content to be with you. He's quite a loyal companion. And so you know, Tom, your horse is a war horse. He is trained to fight. You may add that to your character.
Thank you very much.
You also get to name him, unless you would like me to do so.
Let's see. I'm gonna go with Foot Stomper.
Foot Stomper. Mr. Foot Stomper. I like it. Alright. He beds down, and so do you. Do you stay awake? Do you rest?
I'm pretty familiar with this area. I think I would be able to hear if something comes up, so I'll try to stay in a light rest.
Okay.
Not fall into deep sleep.
I would like you to roll a perception check, please.
Ooh. 12.
Okay. Rest does come. Swift. Peaceful. The sound of the rain shawing against the tent, and the occasional bead. It's not just a wall of beads. They're random. Falling occasionally and feeling like hail when they do. As dreams begin to take you, and behind your eyelids an image expands. A familiar nightmare begins to unfold. You hear the chieftain.
Manakte bo deka metesi futuri nama.
And in common,
I do not like the wind. The fifth wind has brought seeds and sown across our crops. Darloa, there has been an unspeakable, a monstrosity seen at the edges of our lands. I believe this fifth wind has brought him to our doorstep.
the chief reaches out to you, and as he does, the scene around you, which is a familiar tribal scene, your people's huts, their long cabins, the animals that they live with in harmony, the typical twilight and the firelight of an evening meeting is suddenly cast in a very dark and yet ominous green teal glow. You were young, Tarloa, the first time you wandered in to the mountains. The scene goes from your tribal community to you wandering into the woods at the base of that mountain, and again, you hear the sound. It's so low and deep that it is more pressure. And then the creature. Formless, indescribable, dark and bright all at the same time, Tarloa. That green teal glow is racing for you from the depths of the mountains, from within the trees where they are so dense that you cannot see what do you do?
I've seen this monster before, over and over again. My hands are shaking. I take a step back and I'm reaching for my bow. I can't see clearly. It's rushing towards me. I try to run backwards, trying to knock an arrow loose. As soon as I can, I try to shoot an arrow.
Okay. A tendril of shadow takes the arrow and breaks it. And you hear a familiar voice. Tarloa! Felix. Run! Run, Tarloa! What do?
Do I see Felix?
You only hear him.
No. I'm gonna turn to run, but I'm looking for Felix. I need to make sure Felix is safe as well.
Okay, as you turn to run, roll a perception.
19.
Okay. You turn and suddenly you are watching as the environment around you stretches out. You're suddenly in Trademark. You're in Felix's apartments, which are dingy at best, but homey. He has a tendency to decorate things with doilies that he makes that nobody on the City Watch knows that he creates. But he is bleeding. In his chest. It's hard to describe. A rod. Black. Transparent. Seeping salt from his wound. Blood gushes from his mouth. He's Tarloa, please run. Just run. And
I can't run.
You hear the creature outside. Walls begin to shake. Dust falls from the beams of the ceiling as they begin to quake. Doof, 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 screaming from outside as the common people are crushed underfoot. Felix stumbles towards you.
And I reach out and grab them.
As you grab him, he begins to vomit a fine grain, a grit. Some of it touches your arm, and as it does, it becomes liquid like ink. Just as your arms are coming around him, he shatters into cubes of grain. And you're back in the woods. And you see some forms. At first you think one of the forms that you see is wearing a large backpack, but then you squint and you see these fine, intricate details. And the way the moon filters off of the backpack, you realize it is a shell. Off to the right of this walking tortoise, a tiny figure, hands up behind her head, tiny legs kicking forward, tail swishing. She stops for a moment and looks back at a tall, though not as tall as you, handsome face. Ears fin-like, delicate, and you see an earring. Something that your tribe would have taken as a token. Any kill or creature they encounter, all parts are to be used and never wasted. but a token is always acceptable. You see a shark tooth. And in the back, moving delicately, carefully, kind of like an old dog following a kid. A robed figure. The center of this robed figure's chest beats a green, teal glow. You wake. Your heart beating fast. Sweat across your brow. But you can hear the morning birds. And there is light filtering in your tent. Mr. Footstomper pokes his head into the center of your tent flaps. Gives you a wide eye of, "Excuse me, I'm hungry."
All right, I guess that means it's time to get up. I'll start packing up my tent and grab an apple from my bag and just gently go over to Footstomper.
Okay? His lips do that little wide open. And you just
Kind of do the little, little claw hand behind the ear.
oh, he loves
Yes,
that.
do the scratchies.
His back leg stretches out. Just
Oh, Footstomper. Guess it's time to head out.
his ears are flicking back and forth. What's your passive insight?
Ooh, not amazing. That is 14.
That's actually pretty good. He's worried. After, obviously, selfishly eating his apple, he looks at you, and then the ears flick back and then forward. The expression on his face, this long, doughy feel to it. And his lips just lip against your ear and your bald head. A sign that he's concerned.
Is it the same concern he shows when I have a nightmare? Or is it a concern that something may be approaching?
Nightmare.
Oh, I know, Footstomper. I'm gonna go ahead and lean my head against his and just kind of gently stroke, relax, get my heartbeat down.
Roll a handle animal.
Yikes.
What'd you get?
That is going to be 13.
13? That's not bad. That's
Yes.
great. That's great. Yeah, Hims loves you a lot, and he is worried. He actually bends down and bites up some grass and then puts it on your shoulder, like, here you go. Eating makes me happy.
I ate the grass.
It's edible.
It's delicious. Thank you. Thank you, Footstopper.
He shakes a little, and then he trots to the saddle where you've set it and covered it in your tent. Ready.
All right. We'll start walking. I'll walk next to Footstomper for the first few hours of the day and probably rest my legs.
Okay. In about 4 hours, you'll make it to Trademark. You always see the spires of Trademark first. The Wizards Guild, the Merchants Guild, and then, of course, the Lord. The deities of Trademark are the Herald and Rest. They are considered married deities. They are the deities of men and women, of life, and of safety. Their heraldry is the next thing to come into view. Signposts marking your path to Trademark with the Lord's banner, and then below it, a small flag of the Herald and Rest. And occasionally a little square locked box. A runner's box. You've never really dealt with them, but you know that some people put their deliveries in here and trust something known as a post worker to bring it to them. Fools, really. You'd much rather deliver the goods directly. Why trust a third party? And we're gonna fade out with Tarloa as she heads into the city of Trademark. Inside Trademark, there is a fisherman's quarter. Docks that splay out like crooked fingers on the fresh lake. The fisherman's market is in full swing. The smell of early morning catches rife in the air. And we see 3 of our adventurers. Let's get the proper music going. Candy, Yori, Sienna, you spent the night on a mobile bed and breakfast. The old woman who has taken you in as of 3 months ago, having you do postman work for her, as well as simple gardening and collecting items that her old bones find difficult to make the trek down into the lower market. Trademark is a massive city, a metropolis, and Grandma Lily finds it difficult to get all the way across town to the lower market to pick up things like thyme, salt, pepper, but the good kinds that come in from other places. She's quite picky about her meals, and none of you really complain. After all, she boards you mostly for free, and she always has dinner ready by sundown. Today, she has just finished knitting a pink sweater. Candy, the sweater features glasses of milk, small pink cows, and strawberries, which she's the one who introduced you to. And she says, "Now here you are, child. It'll keep you warm when the rains come. It didn't keep any of you awake last night, did it?"
Oh, it's okay. I don't like thunder too much, but honestly, I'm a big girl. I didn't find it even that scary.
Oh, good. I'm so glad to hear. She gives you a little pat, and then her eyes glance over to Yori and Sienna, who are seated by an open window, so you get the full smell of the lake and the fish, as well as hear the murmur of the dock workers back and forth. Both of you have your choice tea or coffee in front of you, and small medallion pancakes made with lemon zest. Oh, sorry, orange zest. That's wrong. Lemon is a different meal today. Orange zest and cinnamon. The homemade syrup is almost out. And just through the archway and a short set of steps is Candy trying on a sweater with Grandma Lily. "Did it keep any of you up?"
Oh, no, 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 no. For me, the life of the sea, we see many storms. Didn't bother me whatsoever, but look at this day. It's beautiful. And I love this tea.
And then
I
her.
am grasping for that coffee as as fast as possible, and generally looking pretty grumpy. The smell of the salt in the air is just not what she wants to experience in the mornings.
She's not a morning person. I love that. Okay. Grandma Lily says, I made sure to put the quick bean shot in there, Sienna. Don't worry, child. You'll feel right as rain. I remember. And she, Candy, she's like trying to put you in the sweater. I don't know if you want to be in the sweater.
It's a pink sweater. Yeah, I take it.
Okay.
I love pink.
So she gets it on, and it's got like those nice bell sleeves. Ah. Perfect.
I feel so pretty. This is so cute. Yori. Look how cute I look. Look. Do I look cute?
Yes, 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 Candy. Look at you. And in the perfect outfit, like always. Pink, and, well, what? More pink.
I twirl around like as if it would be a flowy skirt, but it's just, the cute little sweater. But I spin around.
Grandma Lily gives a little clap. Well, I'll need you children to finish your breakfast, and I have a small job for you. Oh, and Yori. And she starts walking very slowly towards the front door. Something came for you in the post. Hold on, I'll get it. Hold on, I'll make sure I get it. Hold on.
Oh, no.
And I rush in just to the door to like grab it before she could even like go anywhere. Oh, look at this. What is this? And I rip it open.
Oh, it's a very
Candy,
small,
that is
small
mine.
package, and inside there is a wax-sealed letter and a necklace.
Ooh.
Hands
Sienna
off.
groans.
And I grab it from her immediately.
All right, both of you roll dexterity saving throws. You gonna tuss about this?
God.
16.
I don't know if you're gonna grab it from her, Yori.
How was it? Dex 19 plus 2, so 21.
Oh, I wanted to have it. It's so shiny.
Not today. And I walk over to my seat and I prop it open, but before I pull it all the way open, I look around to make sure Candy's not trying to like sneak up behind me.
Sienna's going to be eyeballing you from behind her cup of coffee, and she whispers to Yori, how flowery does that letter smell today?
We're not going to talk about that, but it does smell quite nice.
I eyeball both of them suspiciously and just mumble under my breath. That little girlfriend of his again.
I use a little bit of my shape water and I spurts a little bit of tea towards Candy.
Hey,
Don't mess up her new sweater.
exactly. Grandma Lily did this just for me. How dare you?
Oh, it's not on the sweater, and I pull it back out and put it where it was.
You put the tea from her face and sweater back in your teacup?
No, I put it on the plate that's below the teacup.
Okay, so like little rain.
Yeah.
All right, roll a history, Yuri. The medallion is interesting enough. You flip it back and forth. It's on a pretty thin chain, but the chain is flat links that connect through tiny loops, and there's small blunted spikes on the connections.
Okay. I got a 14 plus 1. 15.
You're
That's
not.
not the usual letter you get in the mail.
No, I'm not quite familiar with this one. I'm trying to figure it out myself.
Who sent this to you? Why would they send you something so shiny?
Don't ask me, I get so many things. I am Yori the pirate, after all.
Not again, this.
And I just smirk and start reading it.
Sienna chokes on her coffee just a little, trying to stifle a laugh.
Well, I guess we gotta find out from who this is somehow. We can't just accept a gift where we don't know where it's from.
There is a
Who
letter.
knows what kind of... Oh, read it!
I know, Candy, I know. I was just about to. How about you take a nice little seat over there and I'll read it out loud if I need to.
She definitely clings onto Yori's leg and does not move anywhere.
I'm slowly reading it while I'm trying to like flicker off.
Fair enough. The wax seal you have some recollection of. It's a unicorn, and around it are fanned out mistletoe. It doesn't immediately come to mind, but your nerves feel settled. It's familiar, friendly. Breaking the seal and opening up the letter. Ah. My dearest Yori, I write you because I am in desperate need of your help once again. I have found something. A ruin that resides beneath the torn flesh swamp. Now, before you think this is any more dangerous than anything I've ever asked you to do before, there is money involved. A great deal of it. I have done all that I can to keep Sienna safe, and yourself. But I would like to investigate these ruins. I have found a crew, so to speak. Hired a ranger. At least I should have by the time you get this letter. Don't worry, I am also going to hire a cleric. I have found just the one. Saved my life, he did. I'm not going to go into details, but I had an accident and was saved. Yes. Yori, my dear friend. Please, when you get this, meet me at the Swaggering Magus in Trademark. You'll find it at the end of the lower market. I will have more details, more gold. Love, your friend forever, Malia. P.S. The medallion is technically an evil amulet. Do not wear it. It's just for you to give to Sienna to perhaps identify for me. Thank you. Please keep it away from Candy. I would hate you forever if anything befell her, and I would stop being your friend because I love Candy. I'm not saying I love her more than you, but she is very adorable and quite important to me. Yes, thank you. Smiley face, winky face, much love. Happy Monday, Milk. Goodbye.
Take a little sigh and like mentally just go, damn it, I can't wear it. And it's shiny. Gotta keep it from that little cat.
Did he read this out loud or quiet?
I did not read it out loud. I read it to myself, but I do want to note I kept it in a way where Saina can read it with me.
Oh, she
Okay.
definitely would have been.
Okay, hold on.
reading over
I'm
your
going to
shoulder.
give everybody a chance here to read over your shoulder.
Okay.
Okay? So,
Yes,
Rosie, if Candy would like to read over his shoulder, please roll a stealth for me.
Oh god. Oh god.
You must beat his passive perception.
Oh, yeah. 12 plus 8.
So that's,
That's
20. 20.
Yes.
Okay, what's your passive perception, Yori?
It's 16.
Okay, she does read the whole thing over your shoulder.
I always knew she liked me more than him.
And Sienna, would you like to read over his shoulder or?
I'm gonna go ahead and give it a shot. What would you like me to roll?
A stealth.
Okay. That is a 17 plus 2.
All right. So she also gets it, and Grandmother Lily gets a 21. So all of the ladies, Yori, read over your shoulder. So when you look up, Grandmother Lily is like, well, that's a little distressing. I'll pack you all a lunch. And she starts hobbling across the kitchen that you're all seated in, past the open window, and she begins to make everyone sandwiches.
Like Grandma Lily even saw it?
Yeah, she got a 21 on her stealth.
God damn, everyone's so nosy around here.
Yori, did you leave the amulet on the table?
Did it come with an amulet?
Yes, that necklace.
The shiny bit.
Oh, I almost forgot about that. Yeah, it should be right here. And I guess I reach on the table where it should be, hoping it's still there.
I would have absolutely tried to snag it, but I'm a little bit wary because the letter did say it is, not to be trusted. So I'm smart. I will leave it where it is.
Okay. Sienna's going to grab the amulet and give it a look over.
Okay. Do you wear gloves, Sienna?
No.
Okay. Your fingertips touch the amulet, and there is a grinding sensation under your skin. And then a shock of pain. You pull your finger back on a gasp.
Is this a familiar sensation?
The pain, yes. The grains, like moving stone under your skin, no.
Sienna snaps her hand back, leaving the amulet on the table and eyeing it pensively. She looks over to Grandma Lily and quietly asks, do you have any gloves I could borrow?
Oh, yes. I have the laundry gloves, the dish gloves, or the outside gloves. What level of thickness would you like, dearie?
The outside gloves, thank you.
Ah, I'll be right back.
The pain she felt and the familiarity of it, leaving her feel kind of weak.
All right. Candy and Yori, roll an insight.
All right.
I got a 14.
I got a 16.
Sienna. Are you afraid?
Terrified.
The both of you can sense that. Sienna has been with you for about a year. What Yori told you, Candy, was that she was a new friend, that she wasn't his girlfriend, which you insisted that she was, and when that fight finally died down like 3 months in, you know that she's running from something, hiding from something. You know that she has a ring that she wears. You've snuck once, maybe twice, and you've seen her without the ring. And you're not sure what has caused her to have those wounds or to look like she did, but you think that might be a part of why she's a little scared now. And whether you feel protective or like she deserves to be scared is up to you as Candy's player. Does she want to stab those that are making the stupid girlfriend upset, or...
I definitely think Candy would not really, like, be very, very creeped out about the entire thing. But if there's a chance to stab, she will stab. Yeah, definitely stab.
Okay. Does she relay that to Sienna in any way?
No, she does not.
Okay.
They have not yet bonded that much.
Okay. So there's just this myriad of feelings within Candy as she realizes that Sienna's genuinely concerned, which kind of makes her a little concerned, but also a little stabby, which I think is perfect. All right, Yori. You know a lot of Sienna's past, and bless Malia. If Malia hadn't saved you when you were once captured, maybe you wouldn't have done this whole back and forth owing each other things, because Malia, if there's anyone that gets into more trouble than you, Yori, it's Malia.
It's like we're the same person, it seems, but I think we must take this job. Malia is dear to us, at least to me, and as much as I'd like to say no, because I enjoy my time here sipping tea, listen to the birds chirp, and the fish jump in the sea, I must go for my friend.
Of course we're gonna go on an adventure. I mean, there's not even one single question about this. Marlena needs help? We gonna help.
Yeah, Candy, I didn't ask you because I knew you were going to say yes.
Let's go. Let's go. When can we go?
Tina says, you know my relationship with Melia. You know how much she means to me. She's done so much for me. Put herself in so much risk. There's no chance we're not going to help her.
All right. Well, I guess it's settled then between the three of us. Lily, we're off to an adventure.
Lily brings back the thick gloves, hands them to Sienna, and says, "Oh, well, I'll make sure to get the spices then if you'll meet your friend. Please do be safe." You have no idea how she was so quick, but she hands each of you a lunch.
Sienna takes the lunch graciously and says, "I'm sorry, I won't be able to work on the garden today."
I take the lunch and
Perfectly acceptable.
I just say, don't worry, I promise the next time I'm here, I'll get you twice the spices you need. That way it's easier.
And I go on my little tippy toes and give her a little smooch on the cheek. And I say, thank you so much, Grandma. We'll be back soon, okay? I promise.
Of course you will. I would like to make sure that you get to go to the fairy court. Yori, make sure she gets brought back, and Sienna. They're going to accompany me to a tea time. And the fairy court is essentially a summertime festival where girls dress up as fairies, boys dress up as knights, there's a maypole, and lots of butterbeer, lots of, like, this creamy, bubbly drink that's non-alcoholic, candied apples. It's a real good time. It's
I promise.
It's also put on by the Mage Tower, so there's lots of fun magic. Make sure they're back. Make sure you're back.
Oh, I will. Trust me, I don't want to be in your bad side. So, that being said, they will be back, I promise you. I will protect them the best I can.
Oh, good.
Actually, I will protect them the best I can. They will definitely be back. Don't worry. It's okay. I got this.
I trust you will keep them safe, Candy.
Of course I will.
Well, off you go now. May the sun shine on your steps, and keep the darkness at bay. Don't forget, be kind to each other. And she just waves to you guys on the stoop. Sienna, do you want to, before you leave, while she's saying her goodbyes to you, do you want to roll a religion or history on the amulet?
Yes, yeah. Carefully with gloves. Sienna is going to be looking over the amulet. I'm going to roll a religion check, if that's okay.
Yep.
That is 18 plus 5. A hell of a roll.
What'd you get?
Oh, 18 plus 5. Did that not come through?
No, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Sorry. No, yeah, 18 plus 5.
23. Wow. Wow. That is really good. My goodness. My goodness. Okay. The amulet is old. Very old. You are not sure which of the 12 unspeakable this belongs to exactly. But you believe that this was worn by someone in a cult to one of the 12 of those that must not be named, which for most no one would know. They have been unwritten in history, but not your people's history. There is one unspeakable, the fifth wind.
Is that something I'm familiar with?
You have heard of it, though you've never seen any texts that involve this wind exactly. But your hand does instinctively go to your bag and the items that you may have taken upon your escape.
Sienna's going to dig through her bag, looking for a piece of cloth that she can use to wrap the amulet with,
You find one easy enough.
and stuff it in a pocket.
Okay.
Not something easily accessible, something hidden away.
Inside
You know,
pocket that's hidden with a buckle and a zipper.
Inside pocket,
Okay.
underneath an item. She doesn't want it to be easily rummaged through.
Okay.
And as she rummages through her pack, those fingers are going to brush upon that book, just very slightly. But she's going to resist the temptation to remove it from her pack,
Okay.
close her pack, and put it back over her shoulder.
The last thing that I will note, and I actually need Candy to make a perception check. The chain.
Okay.
The chain is new. The chain is far newer than the amulet. Candy, what'd you get on that perception?
18 plus 2.
20. Very good. Candy, as you're not sure why you didn't recognize it before. Maybe it's because you were distracted by the very large amulet that's got a pretty picture on it and some gemstones, but the chain. Your uncle wore this chain.
As soon as I recognize it, the Candy gets an expression of fear and a little gasp like escapes.
Ooh. Is it loud enough
Does-
that a passive perception of 14 or what Sienna's?
Sienna's passive perception is 15.
15?
Mine's 16.
Oh, 16. Oh, would they notice?
Do I roll for it?
It's up to you.
I'm gonna roll for it.
You can.
I will roll for it.
Okay. Well, you're rolling.
Oh.
Chris.
Yeah.
Sorry, while you're rolling, Chris, this necklace, I'm going to whisper to you. Oh, actually, you wouldn't know because of where you grew up. I ate my own words. Yeah, right. Candy. What'd you get?
18. Yeah, 18. So I think that I actually kept it quiet.
Okay.
I was able to hold my composure quite well. I do not trust it. And I don't know if I feel ready to tell anyone about it yet, so I'll keep quiet.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, for you, Sienna, the chain is new. The medallion is not.
I think Yori would have just thought that Candy burped. I'd be like, excuse you.
I just look at him like angrily and go to Sienna asking, so you don't know anything about this at all? Nothing?
She kind of stutters over her words a little bit, shying away, just a couple of inches. Like I'm not certain. It's hard to explain, but I think this may have been worn by someone in service to one of the unspeakable.
Unspeakable? Like, what kind of unspeakable?
And she looks at Candy very intensely and goes, "The unspeakable."
Ugh, I'll never know about this if it's unspeakable. Somebody has to speak about it. This is stupid. She drops it, though. She'll just wants to go on an adventure. Shall we head out? Do we want to go? Do we want to go? I want to go.
I think we should go.
You do.
Before I go, I want to pocket a little tiny coin from Grandma Lily, though, as a little, memory. In case we never come back. Just in case.
Okay.
I just want to have something that reminds me of her.
Right. All right, roll your sleight of hand.
That is an 11 plus 6.
Holy moly. You're very good at what you're good at. I love it. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right, you pocket it away. You squirrel away one of her little wide, flat copper coins that she uses when she hangs out with the doily girls. Unless you're actually taking her money.
No, it's a little memory coin that I'll keep very, very close to my heart, just in case something happens.
You squirrel it away. Grandmother Lily waves at each of you as you leave, sending you that same, may the sun shine on your steps and keep the darkness at bay. Remember to be kind to each other. And we're going to fly across town to the Swaggering Magus. Is DK here? I know he
Yes. Yep. I'm here.
Okay. I know you whispered. So we're gonna try and do some roleplay with DK really quick.
Thank you.
With Bangu. All right. Let me switch up the music. Bangu. The woman that you saved from a bear trap because she was drunk, crying about her ex-boyfriend and singing about how she is the better woman. And the song kind of went a little bit like, why do you date her and not me? I loved you so much more, but you don't love me. And you remember the screech as she tripped, fell into the trap. There was the crunch of bone, which inspired in you a need to, save and heal, even though she was very drunk and a little belligerent. As you were healing her, she sloppily laid on you and was like, why? Why can't he like me? Turtle man. I just don't understand why. I'm just busy. I'm cute though. So we can do some retroactive roleplay with her if you would like in this scene, or we can jump to the here and now. Up to you, DK.
Yeah, we can do a little bit of retro.
Okay.
That'd be fun.
So I need you to make a quick medicine check for me. As you've gotten her out of the bear trap, you are middle of the night in the woods, not far from Trademark, where you're headed to. And she's laying on your shell, crying about how she is at least cute. And it's not her fault that she's busy. I was a researcher and anthropologist. What'd you get on that medicine check?
So I got a 14 plus 6, so 20. And as you know, I'm helping her out. Yes, you have incredible and delightful qualities, and being out of a bear trap is just going to add to the qualities.
I have cool scars now.
And scars are seen as very aesthetically pleasing to some, and you'll find the one that sees them as marvelous.
Where have you been my whole life? I'm Malia. What's your name?
Malia, my name is Bongo.
Hi, Bongu. Thanks for saving me.
Of course, it's wonderful to meet you.
Are you? And she looks down at her leg that you've just set and wrapped, and she touches it in awe. Are you a healer? Are you a priest?
Yes, I do try and help where I can. Yes.
Oh, and she, you could I hire you?
Oh, it would kind of depend what for. But yes, I would love to go if it means helping others.
Oh, I have a tendency to get into some kind of trouble. Earlier today, I was fighting off a swarm of deadly bees, and there were some sturges with them, but it wasn't exactly my fault. I was just trying to document a couple different mushrooms in the first layer of the Underdark, but I didn't disturb anything.
Of course not.
Not too large, anyways. And then she opens her bag and she shows you a hornet's nest. Or maybe a bee's nest. I just needed it for the research, and because I needed the spell components. I also have some mushrooms here. I think I ate some, though.
Oh,
Are you thirsty? And she hands you her water skin.
Thank you so much. I will take a sip of this at some point. But you also have a hive in your bag now, but that's okay.
No bees. No bees.
Okay. It's we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
She pulls out a room key and hands it to you.
So we should take you back here to where there are no bees, and we can get you. Yes, no bees. We'll make sure there are no bees where you stay. So let's get onward and get to the rest. We need to go rest now.
Okay. She just lays kind of across your shoulder in your shell, and her weeping starts to trickle off. And then before you get walking, you've stood, but before you get walking, the sound of weeping trickles off into gentle snores.
I realize this as I assume I go ahead and hear all this, that they've begun snoring, and I'll try and walk very steadily so they can keep a nice sleep going.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigation.
That is a 14 plus nothing. 14.
Okay. You manage to make it to the city, trademark. And you find the inn based off of the key. The key is an old style key connected to a card, the face of a tarot. Though you're not very familiar with these kinds of cards, but you're pretty sure a pig is not one of them. But needless to say, the face of the card says the hog. Has a little logo for the Swaggering Magus and maybe a street address. It says 12B.
Okay, I will go ahead and begin heading over to 12B, but not to mention the B part out loud because it may wake her.
Okay. Within trademark, it is sleepy. The Swaggering Magus itself is lively. When you pass through the entryway into the tap room, it's this wide expanse. In the center of the tap room, though, there is a well. Not huge, but fairly large. Takes up quite a great deal of real estate in this tap room. The tap room itself has barrels built onto the walls on either side, and individuals that have a certain card on their key, you can see that they tap the barrel, there is a sprinkle of magic, and they can refill their cup. When you look down at your key, it's gold. The people who are tapping are also gold. And then the stars begin to align as your sleeping friend, snoring away, hiccups once in her sleep and mumbles about bees and an ex-boyfriend. At the bar, there is a large half-orc. You're not really sure their gender. They're more androgynous. When they look up and they see you, they smile. Their tusks kind of stretching their lower lips out. And there's a... Oi! Turtle!
Yes. How are you?
Fair and fine. I see you found our wandering anthropologist.
Oh, she is well known?
Oh, Malia. Aye. Bit of a nosy one, but known. Can't say there hasn't been a story in the dailies that hasn't involved her breaking into something, taking something she shouldn't, talking to people, or public indecency. But it's alright.
He's famous. Excellent. I've saved a famous person. That's amazing. The first famous person I've saved.
I'm not sure if I would consider it a blessing. What's your name, Mr. Turtle?
My name is Bongu. And you?
Bongu. You can call me Ian, the proprietor. Well, at least for right now, of the Swaggering Magus. For your good deed, let me set you up in a side room connected to Lady Malia's. Separated by a door and a lock.
That would be very kind. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And he just signs a couple papers, then he turns it around and says,
I know your hands are a wee bit filled right now, but if you could just put your finger in the ink here, put your print there, I can get you your key.
I'll go ahead and do just that.
You've saved a community member that some folk love, most folk just enjoy making fun of, and the rest find her annoying. But I'm rather fond. You'll find your rooms upstairs. Don't go into the room with the red velvet on the outside. That's the Magus's himself. He doesn't like to be interrupted. Your room is just before his on the left.
Thank you so much for your hospitality. I will be on our way.
Sure thing. Don't forget to read the house rules posted in every bathroom. Wish you have your own.
Absolutely.
and that's how the two of you met. You tucked her in,
set her key aside, put the hive in her closet, under her bed. I mean, where do you want to put it, Bongu?
Yeah, let's we'll tuck it in the closet for now.
Okay. There's a faint buzz from it as you slowly close the door and then head into your room. And now, you sit across from Malia. It is afternoon. Before you is a steaming cup of butter broth that has twice baked eggplant, squash, some zucchini. That's all been kind of spiced with saffron and sugar. It's a very interesting flavor. There's almost a zest of lemon over it in this, what Malia calls it is lumpy soup, but it's far from that. It's decadent. They left out any chicken with this meal because they weren't sure if you ate meat. Malia, on the other hand, has a frosted glazed chicken, well, a pheasant. She also has the summer squash dish, the lumpy soup, and a fine wine. What are you drinking? Your choices are stone ground ale, water. It's flavored and a little spicy. It's got a little kick to it, so maybe it's not water, but it's clear. It's water on the menu. That's all I'm going to say. It's water on the menu. There's warm goat's milk. There's mead with honey and a little bit of clove. And then there's like just your basic soft ale.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the mead.
Okay. It is sweet and goes excellent with the dish. Malia slides the pheasant towards you after she's picked from it and says, "Not sure if you're into this, but I think it's quite good today." She's got a notebook out in front of her. The two of you are seated in this little round booth. You've got a little overhang and like private curtains on either side of you. Turns out Malia is a premium member of the Swaggering Magus, and she pays quite a good deal of money to get private rooms. You're in a private booth, not quite a private room yet, but she has told you. So, Bongu, I'm expecting company.
Delightful. How many are we expecting?
Oh, just a few. Enough table for sure. One of them you may have heard of. A famous bounty hunter.
Oh, I have heard many rumblings of bounty hunters in the area.
Oh, yes, but this one's quite handsome. Take a look. And she turns a poster that's just a charcoal sketch of... Tom, please describe your character.
Oh boy. All right. So, half orc has kind of stormy, cloudy, bluish, grayish skin. Brown eyes. I don't know if there's going to be color in this picture, but bald, has like charcoal skin paint on their face, around their eyes, kind of pointed out and down. Pointed ears, kind of unlike that of a half orc that you would typically see, which are normally kind of more scrunched down. They are at a very tall height of 6'5", towering over everyone if you were to see them in person. Wearing a kind of torn up shirt, just brown, probably kind of muddy. Probably not cleaned as often as it should, but doesn't smell bad if you were to take a sniff. Has a often seen with bow and arrow on back, and then just some charcoal paint down the lips.
Yes. Did I die? Hello?
Quite dashing indeed. Okay, excellent. In terms of, I've seen this one before. I believe I've heard rumors of one with these types of markings, but could you tell me more details about them? Where did you meet them?
Oh, well, you see, I have a lot of friends. Yes, I have a lot of friends down at the tag. Bongo, you're not sure what the tag is, but go ahead and roll a history.
That's a 19 plus 2. 20.
Wow, the tag is a pub that has, well, tags. Or the board, which is a bounty hunter board, where bounty hunters come and often get jobs from the proprietor there, and the jobs are given to that proprietor from all sorts of people within Trademark. The Mages Guild, sometimes the network that's underground, that rules the city in the low between, the Thieves Guild, the Corporate Guild, sometimes even the City Watch. So at the tag, I just collected a bunch of dossiers on different bounty hunters, and this one has never missed. Yes, never missed. And it just so happens that they're local, more or less. So I'm hoping to... No, I mean, not hoping. I mean, I have obviously already talked to them and hired them. Right.
Brilliant. I can't wait to meet them.
Here are the others. A personal friend of mine. She pulls out a drawing of Yori. Describe your character.
Oh man, okay. So, let me open up my description. There we go. So Yori is a 6 foot tall, 180 pound, light blue skinned with dark freckles on his face. He has lavender eyes and is medium in size overall. He's pretty neutral with things. Not good, not bad. Male and long flowing silver hair. Most can tell he is a water genasi, so definitely has amphibious features on his ears. A couple gills along his neck, and definitely dresses like a pirate and a seafarer. Ooh, and the most important part is his shark tooth necklace, which has a close link to him that hangs from his left ear.
Oh, okay.
Very nice. What a cool necklace. I like that he's got that.
Oh,
Excellent.
you'll have to ask him the tale one time. He's got quite a bit of, well, tales. Lore. We've known each other for some time. Found each other on a ship once that we were both hiding in. Jumped in the same barrel we did, but that's neither a tale for here or there. Anyways, the next, and she slides another charcoal drawing, Candy.
All right, so you see a very small looking girl that is Tabashi with blonde hair. She has little cheetah spots all over her hair too. And she leans forward and sticks out her little tongue with like a "Nah" expression, just like really, really bratty looking. But yes, just a little menace.
Perfect. Yes, and a ward of yours. Yes.
A ward?
Yes, a friend. A ward. Like he has to watch after her.
Oh. Yes.
Okay. This party is gonna be, wow, very, very interesting. I've so many different people. My goodness, I'm excited. I'm very excited.
Yes, and last but certainly not least, another friend of mine, from the same village, childhood friend. Though I left the village kind of a young age. I did return. I'm, though not, when she reaches up to tap her slightly pointed ears, not quite the same as everyone else, but, you know. And she slides Sienna.
The Sienna is a little dark and broody. From her image, she kind of gives off like old adopted cat vibes. Sort of mousy looking, pale skin, black hair, teal eyes, piercing, very piercing eyes.
Yes.
Oh,
So
wow. Okay. Excellent.
She is a lovely lady. I've been quite fond of her for, hell, as long as I can remember.
Brilliant. And will they be meeting us soon?
Yes, I do believe so. Alright, Tarloa and the rest of the gang, I need all of you to roll just a flat d20.
15.
17.
10.
Is it all of us?
Yeah.
Okay. 11.
15.
Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. All right. Tarloa. It is afternoon by the time you make it to the Swaggering Magus, a place that you have a free room always. You did do a favor for the proprietor, who is an archmage, a wizard of profound ability, and a contact of yours within trademark. Grumpy, he gives off feral cat vibes, easily annoyed by mortal interaction. His name is Círdan. You actually find yourself going in the back way, which is a small entrance, a nothing-doing crooked doorway underneath a even more crooked and derelict, falling apart steps, but you know that they've been spelled that way by Círdan to shoo any potential would-be guests or knockers. But you're not quite as swayed. So you have your option. You can go in the back way and greet Círdan, give him a quick hello, or you can come in through the front.
I'm going to go ahead and head in the back the way I always come and go ahead and greet Círdan.
Okay. How do you knock?
I will go with the classic bump bump a dump bump.
You hear grumbling and a sigh. And then the door creaks open less than an inch, and a green eye, almost the color of lime, looks out at you. There's more grumbling. And then you hear about 20 different locks. And then the door opens. Inside is much larger than the outside. Círdan wears a sleeper robe. He has slippers on his feet, his long hair, black except for at the temples that are just streaks of silver, is down almost to his ankles. His old cat Smokey is batting at a string of beads that he has braided into his long hair. His eyes are tired. Perched to the tip of his elven nose are tortoiseshell-shaped glasses. There is a perpetual frown on his face, and one of his ears looks as if it has been bitten off at the tip. They are decorated with emeralds and sapphires within those ears, some bars. Down his neck there are curious lightning-like markings that disappear into the robe. His chest is a bit open, He has fine, pale skin, and like elves, he is hairless. He doesn't smile, but his eyes do light up. Torloa, please. And he motions. Inside, you are walking into the epitome of a hoarder's room. But it's neat, decadent, organized. From the ceiling hang crystals meant to catch the light and then splay it across the wooden floor. For his cats, there are trinkets lined up on shelves, books stacked taller than him and yourself in the hallway, on shelves, spilling out into counters, tables. He actually has to clear a spot on one of the couches of his books with a wave of his hand. They move and shift themselves into a different wizard pile.
I was expecting you yesterday. Did you get caught in the rain?
And he begins to pour you his favorite drink.
It's not the rain that scares me, but the hail.
Ah,
It adds a few hours to the trip.
It is good to see that you made it in one piece, however.
Thank you. It is nice to be here in one piece, isn't it?
Suppose it depends on the company.
and at that point you hear meow, meow, as his blind cat, recognizing your scent, just walks right into your shin. Tuk, meow, tuk, meow.
The sun ever so bright, isn't it? Gonna go ahead and scoop up the blind cat and drop it in my lap and do gentle strokes as I go ahead and take a seat on the couch.
I'll have you know, Helga has more intelligence than the basic swine in this city.
And he hands you 5-shot espresso quick beans in a tiny gold gilded teacup.
So are you here
Is it
on
the
business
caffeine?
or pleasure?
Sorry, say that again?
Oh, I was just gonna say, as it's a lot of caffeine, I just sip it very slowly as usual.
Yeah, he downs his in one shot and pours himself another.
Oh, just a mix of pleasure and business, but mostly business.
Just a curious individual in the tap room today.
I have a new job.
A new job? Do tell.
And he
I don't know,
turns
too many
to sit across from you, but like as he turns without any movement, his books and his trinkets like make a space for him, and then like out of nowhere there's like a little blanket that like forms on his lap. The fire lights. There's like an incense burner that ignites and you can smell the patchouli.
I'll go ahead and kick my feet back up, just on a pile of books nearby. I don't have too many details on the job yet. I know there's going to be a group that I have to travel with. Haven't done that before since I was a kid. It seems exciting.
Is that going to be difficult for you?
Oh, you know how people love me.
It's alright. You could just get them lost in the swamp and then you never have to worry about it ever again.
Oh, that does sound fun. I think I'll keep with them as long as they don't try to screw us over.
You weren't hired by Malia Lightwood by chance?
Oh, you know I was.
Ah, of course. Wily, that one.
Lots of energy.
So is there something you wish to ask of me for this upcoming trip, or are you just here to say hello?
I'd ask that you keep an eye out for me. Let me know if anything changes around here. I haven't really worked with a group, as you know. And I hope it's not difficult. But I know things are changing, and I know something in the air is changing. I hate to say it, but I'm worried. And I just need you to keep an eye out for me.
You've sensed it too.
How could I not?
Tell me, are you still having the nightmare?
Oh, only every night.
He stands, and when he does, like, the blanket, like, folds itself. And he sips his coffee, and as he does, his robe changes from the very tip of his shoulders down to suddenly he's wearing a very fine wizard's robe, all in silvers and blues. Around his waist, there is a belt that kind of cinches in. He is taller than you, surprisingly. Very broad shoulders. In this fitting robe, he is built more like a soldier dressed for a ball than a wizard. His physical prowess is impressive, but you know that his mind is even more so. And as he changes and he moves into the kitchen, he begins to prep cat meals. A wave of his hand, a bunch of different cat-shaped tiny bowls, ranging from very soft pink to a very decadent crystal, probably for old Fluffy Cat, because she's his queen. There are 19 bowls together, and he begins to make a meal for them, hand-shredding chicken into each bowl, and then pouring probably your guess, a marrow gravy. And as he does this, he's talking.
I have always believed your dreams meant something. Your people have a history of being soothsayers, though their reputation is, forgive my words, more barbaric. I decided I would divinate, to look into the storm. And I think you may be right.
What have you seen?
Nothing.
Nothing.
No substance. The absence of anything.
Just emptiness.
He pauses and then continues to shred the chicken.
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead, get up from my spot on the little couch, and I'm gonna go shred chicken with him.
Okay.
Just hanging on every word he says.
I will keep a lookout. Perhaps after you've done this walkabout in the swamp with Malia, I'll have more for you. But I have only heard whispers in the guild of anything that has hidden from divination. There are amulets, but a storm cannot wear an amulet. A storm cannot attune to a magic item, or to magic in general, unless you have a very incredible, very powerful, very gifted individual, capable of not only conjuring a storm, but applying a weave of magic that allows it to be invisible to all who seek it. Why would someone do that?
It's only a theory, of course.
You know, in my nightmares, there's that green glow The monstrosity running towards me. It's just that same glow. There was another person in my dream towards the end. One walking towards me. They had that same glow in their chest.
Very curious. Very curious indeed.
Well, what more can we do when we can't see it? I suppose I should continue my day.
I suppose you should. Worry not. If something changes, I will be sure to message you.
Thank you.
I just find it so curious that this spring is so different. Exciting, really.
Exciting is one word for it.
Ah. There's a small bell that dings. And you realize that he knew it was going to ring before it rang.
Malia seems to be in the tap room. The private one, if you'd like to meet her. Seems she has some company.
All right. I'll go ahead and take a little piece of the chicken and eat it and head on over to the tap room.
All right. Inside the swaggering Magus, where our party meets for the very first time. I'm going to start and say, Tarloa, you are seated with Bongu for a moment, and then there's this crash, and he stands up. He says, I'll be right back. It was a pleasure to meet you. And he wanders off deeper into the public tap area to either... well, you're not sure. You don't know him. But Malia reaches across the table, touching your hand for just a moment, and says, oh, he's probably just saving someone who has no bees again. Don't even worry about it. There's a ringing bell, and Malia, before you can respond to her, Tarloa, she looks across the way, and she's like, ah, Yori, over here!
Oh, whoa. What was that? What? Oh, Melia, how are you today? Melia, I'm sorry, Melia. I've had a few drinks already on my way here. You know how I am.
And
Yes.
I rush past him to just jump into her arms and embrace her so much.
She...
Really?
Oh, Candy! Oh, my favorite sweet thing. Look at you. And these ears. Boink, 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 boink. Oh,
Aw,
cute as ever. I love this sweater.
I know, it's so pretty, right? Grandma Lily knitted it for me, and I think I look gorgeous in it. But I always look gorgeous, so that's okay.
I would agree. How delightful. Oh, Candy, Yori, and Sienna. Very good to see you, my friend.
Sienna peeks from behind Yori and just kind of waves and moves in for a hug. Just
Malia
says,
stands and
I've
hugs you
missed
as well. I missed you as well, my friend.
You can see we are all good and well. We have missed you dearly.
It would seem that Grandma Lily has taken good care of you, but let me do some introductions. Candy, Yori, Sienna, this is my associate, Tar. They are going to be assisting us in this adventure. And then she leans over to Yuri and murmurs, but she murmurs loud enough that Candy can hear. She says, make sure we don't mention anything too creepy. We're just kind of going to look at some old ruins, okay? Right.
Yeah, I get you.
Drinks, I'll pay. What would you all like?
I get an ale.
Is
I'd love an ale
that a
myself.
drink?
Ale. Yes.
All right,
And
ale,
is-
ale.
Does the water here still taste weird?
It does, yes.
Let's go with the meat then.
All right, mead, and for you, Tar?
Nothing this time.
Of course. I'll be
I
right.
want to. I want to say. I want to say as the bartender turns away with Andy's drink, I like shape more water and fill it up with water. So when they look at it, he goes, "Oh, I already filled it," and he doesn't actually put alcohol in it.
Sweet. Okay. Go ahead and roll a deception.
So she doesn't see. Oh god, 15 plus 1, so 16?
Okay, can I roll deception against that?
You could roll a perception against it.
Perception, yes.
Oh boy.
That is a 9 plus 2. Okay, you beat me. It smells a little weak. Oh, that's like piss water. Bleh, whatever. Meh. I drink it though.
It's not the tastiest, but Malia then returns with a platter of vegetables, fruit, and some long salad leaves like romaine. It's been shaped into almost like a boat, and inside it looks like there is diced and minced chicken with when you smell it, it's a sweet onion flavor. And she says, enough for everyone. Now, my friends, you know me, but Tar, allow me to introduce myself. I am Malia Lightwood. I am a anthropologist, archaeologist, historian, and proud librarian.
That's quite a lot.
Ooh. You do so many things. Why not just one? It's like so much.
I enjoy all of them that I do. It's enjoyable.
It's fair. I also like to do a lot of things. I like to play with dice. I like to go to bars. You know, I think I understand you. Yeah.
Ah, well, if you are interested, Candy, after this meeting, there is a game of dice and bones happening in the foyer.
Ooh.
Jewels and money on the line. She looks at Yori and says, she can play, right?
Of course I can play.
As I'm like behind her, I'm just kind of doing like the wave hand against the neck, like.
Oh, I'm sure she'll be fine, Yori. Her fingers are so fast, even if she cheats, no one will catch her.
One game. One game.
Ah, one game. Perfect.
One game is all I need.
Should we eat and then get into the details, or should I detail the details now?
Why not both? Let's just eat, but you can talk. That's okay. And she just starts to eat right now.
When she eats, is it like feral kitten sounds?
Yeah, it is. It's pretty rowdy.
So cute.
I can also imagine her like batting hands away as other people are trying to grab food that she's trying to grab.
Right?
I grab a big old like what would be like a chicken leg or like a big drumstick, and I just start tearing into it.
Okay. What about you, Sienna? What do you eat?
She's going to try one of the wraps. You said there was like chicken on a leaf.
Mm-hmm.
That was like sweet and oniony. That sounded great. So she's going to try that. And as long as it's not too salty, she will continue eating.
Perfect.
Tar is actually going to go ahead and pull the food tray closer to Candy and just take like a small piece of chicken and sit back and keep watching everything that's happening before them.
Ooh, thank you. That's very sweet of you. You're very tall, you know that, right? Like, so tall.
And you're very small, do you know that?
Well, I am actually already grown. I know I seem small, but I'm actually already an adult, just so you know. Yeah. And I just keep eating.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That seems like totally correct information that you've just given me.
Yes, Candy. Why don't you tell everybody how old you are?
21 years old, of course. What else would I be, huh?
Of course.
Do I believe that?
No question about it.
Well, I can do deception, and you can roll against that.
I would like to.
Okay.
I have. Where is my deception? I have a 6 plus 5. It's not the best.
Is this just a perception?
Yes, or an insight, either one.
I'm gonna do insight.
Okay.
Natural 1 plus 4 is 5.
Oh no.
See, the half-orc people, you're adults at 13, so I completely believe that whatever race she is, she's an adult. She's absolutely 21, if that's how old she says.
Hell yes. Hell yeah. My first believer, yes.
Malia just chuckles, and she also picks up one of the large leaf-like boats, eats a bit, and then sets it on her own plate and says, "All right, well, the adventure is more or less simple. Tar, I have hired you for protection purposes and to guide us through the swamp. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but there are recently uncovered due to last year's kind of, drought, an old ruin of a keep in the northern end of the swamp near the Tar Flesh people. I had it on very good authority that you have a very good standing with them."
Oh, well, I suppose you could say I have a good standing with them. I have heard of these ruins showing up in the swamps.
Yes,
I can
I...
get us there, no problem.
Perfect. I simply want to investigate them. Nothing more, nothing less. I don't expect to run into much trouble within the ruins. It's just a matter of the wildlife, and of course, you'll be there for protection. And I know that Yori is great at all of those martial things. Right, Yori?
Nah, only the best, only the best. You know me. I'm
Absolutely.
Yori the pirate.
Perfect. And, well, if we need to be stealthy, we have just the person for that. And then she looks over at the... batting away, grabbing... little candy. She's very quiet. Very sleepy.
Nom, nom, nom.
And a healer, she points at the turtle. This, his empty seat. Maybe similar in the vein to, never mind that, because she does one glance at Sienna when she says that and then looks away and says, "Never mind." Yes, his name is Bongu. I'm sure he'll be along anytime now. Anytime. He likes to help, and so I have hired him. As I have all of you, I can guarantee 50 gold pieces a piece today, as well as horse, food, and some shelters. I imagine the trek will be, what would you say, Tar? A few days? A week, maybe?
Was it about 2 days from my clan's setup to the town?
Yeah, just about.
Okay, so into the swamps would probably add like half a day.
Depends on how far north she wants to go. If she wants to go to where the swamps kiss the mountainside, and they begin to dry out, then maybe a day and a half at most.
Okay. Anywhere from 3 to 4 days travel.
Perfect, and then we could spend a few days therein, just investigating and poking around, and then we could return. Upon returning safely to trademark. Specifically here, the Swaggling Magus, another 50 gold pieces for each of you. And of course, anything along the way that we find, you're more than welcome to keep. I just would like to take sketches and map out this keep that has been uncovered.
I look up at a total of 100 gold pieces, and I just snicker to myself, like, yes, I'll get rich.
I think Yori's just sits there. He keeps eating. He kind of nods. He knows the job. He knows what's expected, and he's worked with gold in his time, so he's happy with that amount.
She's gonna look at Tar.
Tar is kind of contemplative. And lets a bit of worry actually be expressed on their face. Have any of you dealt with monstrosities before?
Once I hunted a really, really big spider. It was very, very large. Like, don't just laugh at me like, oh, it's just a spider. No, it was, like, huge. It was at least as big as a chicken coop, okay? And I stabbed it. I stabbed it so good it never moved again afterwards. So, yes, you could call me somewhat of a specialist.
I believe that counts, says Malia.
Well, be prepared for worse.
I've fought many beasts, but not so many on land. I definitely know the sea creatures very well.
What about swamp creatures, Yori? Things like gators. They're aquatic.
Gators, sharks, you name it. If it's in the water, I've probably dealt with it. And one of my favorites, the octopus. Giant ones. Oh, feisty.
Very tentacly. I hear they taste good with certain soups.
Indeed they do. One time, on a boat of mine, we've hunted one, right? One tentacle. Fed the ship for a week. It was so good.
DM. Anything about the kind of shady one that keeps hiding behind the blue one kind of stick out to me? Does it remind me of anything?
Roll an insight.
$15.
Okay. As everyone is slowly agreeing to the job, your eyes trail just over Yori's shoulder to look at the cloaked woman behind him. For a moment, you feel a tightening in your chest. When Malia says, Sienna, do you think you could agree and come with us to this keep to investigate? When Sienna looks up to answer her, overlaid on your vision is a cast of green. Just a flash. And you hear the crowd fade. Instead of jovial laughter, clinking of glasses, it's the screams of your nightmare and the growl. And we're going to end there for today.
Oh, clap!
Oh,
Clap,
snap.
clap!
Amazing. Oh,
Yes.
no. Oh.
Oh, what a cliffhanger, man.
I know. I don't even know how to react yet. How is Tarloa gonna react?
My god.
Okay.
Thank you all for joining us today on Dungeons and Cuties. The official name may stay Dungeons and Cuties, but there will definitely be a tagline as we and the adventurers learn more of the tale, discover more of the dark secrets hidden throughout the world, and perhaps discover what really lurks behind the chain and the amulet of the unspeakable. Catch us next time. Same bat time, same bat channel. I'll see you in the void.